Christina is in Los Angeles. Christina, welcome to the Ramsey Show.
Hi, George. Hi, Rachel. My question is my husband and I are debating whether to purchase a house.
I love a
And
good debate.
yeah,
What's the
we're
debate about?
kind of not on I don't think we can afford it. That's my issue. We live in a one-bedroom apartment. I'm pregnant, so it's a single-family income. My husband's take-home is about $5,000 a month,
Okay.
and we have no debt, thankfully, and we have $70,000 in savings. But the houses around here for just a two-bed, one bath is about $380.
Yeah, I mean you're in LA, right?
We're just outside, but it's still just as expensive.
Yeah.
The prices are going up.
Yeah, it's Southern California.
So your take-home pay is $5,000 total, and that's probably not changing anytime soon?
No, it doesn't seem to be changing anytime soon.
Okay. Well, the parameters we recommend, and I'll tell you why we recommend them, is to stick to a 15-year fixed-rate mortgage where the mortgage payment is no more than a quarter of your take-home pay. So in this instance, you'd be looking at trying to get your payment to around $1,250 on a 15-year fixed. Now, if you do the math on that, you're going, okay, well, that means we can afford nothing in the Los Angeles area. And so what that means to me is
exactly what I was thinking.
what that means to me is you just need to buy yourself some patience, and it may mean that we need a bigger down payment. So you said you had 70, right?
We had 70. We don't have enough for the 20 and to avoid the PMI.
Yeah.
My husband wants to do a 30-year fix, but following the steps, he's fairly new to them. I would want the 15-year.
Sure.
But that means staying in our tiny apartment, which is about 450 square feet with a baby on the way.
Yeah. Is there any other move that you could make that is more lateral, that could get you more room? Maybe you're further outside of the city. Where's his work in proximity to all this?
Well, he was commuting in downtown LA, and the commute was killing him.
He works in downtown LA.
He found a new job closer, but it's the same pay. So we'll be saving on transportation, but we really don't want him to commute anymore.
Yeah.
It was just too rough.
Yep. And this is one of the hard things I feel like, depending on where you live, because there's just certain parts of the country, that it's going to be more expensive. And so the reason we have these parameters, and we always kind of laugh, not to poke fun of California, but we're always like, just because you live in California doesn't mean you're exempt from math. So the formula still works no matter where you live, is what George is saying. It's either going to just take more time. And how old are you guys?
We're 34, 35.
Okay.
We're having our first child.
Awesome. Well, congratulations on expecting. That's very exciting. Very, very exciting. So yeah, I mean, I would always say you don't have one or two. It's not like we can buy a house, we can't buy a house, and we have to stay in this one bedroom, and that's it. You have other options. So you guys, I would shop around, and even if it adds an extra 15, 20 minutes to go and rent a two-bedroom, give yourself a little bit more space. If it's in the budget and you're able to, spread out a little bit more if you can, especially with that baby coming. And then you guys have a game plan to say, okay, you know what? Our goal is in the next, I don't know what it is for you guys. Maybe it's 5 years. Maybe it's 8 years that we're going to buy a home. But because of the part of the country you're in, it is more expensive. And again, you guys are making, you're making 60,000, which is great. But again, equal to the standard of living and the expenses in somewhere like Southern California, it goes quickly. That money does. So you guys want this house when you decide to purchase, because I always encourage home ownership to get to a point where you guys can do this, because it's just a great investment. I think it's something that's really wise to put your money towards. But you guys, it needs to be a blessing, not a curse. And when you stretch yourself so
That's
thin, it starts to be that curse. So set yourself up and just have patience. And listen, if you're renting, again, even if it's for 5 more years, you're not throwing money down the drain. You're setting yourself up to be wise, but it's going to take a lot of patience, Christina. And I know starting a family and all of that, it's going to make you want to have a home even that much more. But listen, let the money and the numbers be there. And again, I hate to say it, you guys aren't exempt from math, but it does kind of stink when you talk to someone who's in Miami or up in the Northeast or Southern California, because it is what it is. The real estate is just, it's more expensive.
Christina, pop over to RamseySolutions.com and click on Mortgage Calculator. That's what I was doing over here, just to try to see where you guys would need to be at. And it looks like you just need to keep saving up that down payment. I know $70,000 is amazing. You might need $120,000. You might need $130,000 in order to get a house in your area that's within your budget. You can also have your husband listen to our fine print episode, Is Now the Worst Time to Buy a House? Rachel Cruz was featured on there, and she talks through the green lights of what it would take to get into that house. So it's the perfect episode for him to check out. You can go to fineprintpodcast.com and search for that episode, listen to it with him, and maybe it'll slow him down and go, all right, you're right. We got to do things the right way so the house is a blessing, not a curse. This is The Ramsey Show.